Why do we abandon people the moment their flaws are revealed? Why does a single mistake sometimes erase years of loyalty? Why do we judge others so quickly while asking the world to forgive our own weaknesses? Why do we expect perfection from those who are as human as we are? Human beings claim to value loyalty, yet loyalty often disappears the moment it becomes difficult. A friend fails once, a family member makes a poor decision, a trusted ally commits a mistake, and suddenly, everything that came before that moment is forgotten. Years of kindness vanish. Years of support disappear. Years of trust dissolve into judgment. But here is a question few people dare to ask themselves. If every human being is imperfect, why do we demand perfection from those we claim to love? I am Niccolò Machiavelli, and during my lifetime observing rulers, allies, enemies, and the fragile alliances that shape human life, I discovered something profound about loyalty. The strength of a relationship is never revealed during moments of success. It is revealed during moments of weakness. Because weakness exposes something deeper than power ever can. It exposes character. Why is it easier to abandon someone than to understand them? Why does forgiveness feel heavier than judgment? And what does this reveal about human nature? Human beings have always loved the idea of perfection. We imagine heroes who never fail, friends who never disappoint, leaders who never make mistakes. But reality refuses to obey these fantasies. Even the most honorable individuals will stumble. Even the most disciplined minds will make poor choices. Even the kindest hearts will occasionally act from fear, anger, or confusion. Perfection is not a human trait. It is a human expectation. And expectations often destroy relationships faster than mistakes themselves. But consider something carefully. If perfection is impossible, why do we expect it from the people closest to us? Consider this carefully. If a person has shown loyalty to you for years, if they have stood beside you during difficult times, if they defended you when others spoke against you, should one moment of weakness erase all of that history? Or should loyalty remember the entire story rather than one chapter? What if the greatest test of loyalty is not success, but failure? Because failure reveals something victory never does: the true character of the people around you. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that goodness and weakness cannot exist within the same person. But human nature is not simple. A person may be generous, yet impulsive, honorable, yet occasionally misguided, loyal, yet capable of error. Within every human being, there exists a conflict between strength and weakness, wisdom and impulse, virtue and temptation. This conflict does not mean a person is corrupt. It means they are human. Those who expect flawless behavior from others often forget something important. Given enough time, they will commit mistakes of their own. And when that moment arrives, they will hope the world remembers their character rather than their error. Ask yourself honestly, how many mistakes in your own life were forgiven by someone else? And how different would your life be if they had abandoned you instead? There is a strange contradiction within human nature. People judge others by their actions, but judge themselves by their intentions. When we fail, we explain ourselves. We speak of circumstances. We mention stress, confusion, pressure, or misunderstanding. But when others fail, we rarely offer the same generosity. We see only the action, not the struggle behind it. This is why wise individuals judge slowly, because they understand that a single moment rarely tells the entire truth about a person. But loyalty carries a danger few people understand. Loyalty without wisdom can become a prison. Supporting someone does not mean defending wrongdoing. It means recognizing the difference between a flawed person and a destructive character. A flawed person acknowledges mistakes, learns from them, attempts to improve. A destructive person refuses responsibility, repeats harm, and hides behind excuses. Loyalty belongs to the first type, not the second. Because loyalty should strengthen character, not enable corruption. Many people claim to be loyal, but their loyalty exists only while circumstances remain comfortable. They remain close while success is present, while reputation is intact, while admiration surrounds the relationship. But the moment difficulty appears, they vanish. This is not loyalty. It is convenience. Imagine losing every relationship the moment you made a mistake. How long would any human connection survive? True loyalty appears during moments of discomfort, when supporting someone becomes unpopular, when standing beside them requires courage, when forgiveness demands patience. That is when loyalty reveals its true strength. Understanding is one of the rarest forms of loyalty. It requires empathy, perspective, patience. Understanding asks a difficult question. Is this person defined by their mistake, or by the years of character that came before it? Wise individuals examine patterns rather than moments. A single mistake may reveal weakness, but repeated actions reveal character. There is a reason the strongest alliances in history survived conflict. They understood something the impatient never learn. People are not defined by their worst moment. Those who demand perfection from everyone around them eventually discover something painful. They become alone. Because perfection does not exist among human beings. Every person carries flaws, regrets, embarrassing moments, poor decisions. Think carefully about the people who remain beside you during your lowest moments. Those individuals revealed something powerful about themselves. They valued character more than perfection. In the world of politics that I once observed, alliances collapsed easily. Trust vanished quickly. But the strongest alliances shared one trait. They endured mistakes. Because both sides understood something important. No partnership survives if every error becomes a betrayal. The same principle applies to friendships and families. Strength lies not in perfection, but in resilience. But loyalty demands something rare in the modern world: patience, understanding, and the courage to see people as they truly are. Remember this carefully. One mistake should not erase years of loyalty, just as one moment of weakness should not erase a lifetime of character. Support those who strive to improve. Stand beside those who recognize their flaws. Encourage those who learn from their failures, because someday you too will make a mistake. And when that day arrives, you will hope someone remembers who you truly are, rather than the worst moment of your life. Remember this. Someday you will need the same understanding you give others. And when that moment arrives, the loyalty you offered today may return to you tomorrow. I am Niccolò Machiavelli, and those who understand human imperfection build the strongest alliances, the deepest friendships, and the most enduring loyalty.